I ain't got no gavel. I ain't trying to fight nobody back. I just want to be free. I ain't finna be nobody chat.
Okay.
We can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Can't hear?
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the BoomBapTricks on All Real Radio. Hashtag WeAreDenver. We're in Ghost House Studios right now. We got a special performance that we're gonna do with for y'all today on the BoomBapTricks. We have my man from Decatur, Illinois, Tebe Zalango, who is going to bless us. He recently performed here this weekend at an event over at Bar Red, a bar that we actually do quite a few events through 5280 Entertainment over there. And this brother blessed us with like some magic. Played the violin, beautiful vocals, beautiful spoken word art that he blessed us with. So today we're blessed to have him in the studio with us, and he's gonna share some songs, and we're also gonna get to talk with him and my man BurgerBot. He's in studio as well, so we'll be able to talk with that brother as well. So Tebe Zalango.
$360 I'm on my square. Knock you out of my circle if you ain't working in purpose. My life is like a circus, hopping through hoops in the air. And the roof be on fire, but them dogs don't care. And for that power, pastors preaching that loud, pushing that purple. Praying on the weak, frontin', praying like they meek feds. Raiding where they speak, finding cocaine in they churches. And they numbers is Eddie Long, but you too blind to find that purchase. Pigs riding all black, streets flirting with murder. But we don't change the short circuit, ashamed of pain that keep us hurting. Politics running game, claim they aiming at the core, but they never scratch the surface, so the poor remain poor. We can't change our condition, giving the enemy more energy. Mixing Red Bull and Hennessy while there's lead in our kitchen sink. I'm reaching black to us, son, let's take back our community. What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, Lord? What up, folk? It's strength in numbers if you want to get that thunder off our throat. See, it don't matter how you look. Trayvon, they have tats or gold. They make an excuse to attack you. Afraid of what that black do. Cause you can have your hands up or be handcuffed. They still clap you. I shouldn't have to ask who we chosen. Ancient mysteries, hidden histories, fist blistering, hitting the brick system never meant for me. No traditional medicinal dispensaries. Just these chemicals keep killing those seeking redemption. Please know that healing has a code. Next time you catch a cold, gonna catch healthy. The rich and choice are wealthy. The remedies of alkalinity bring serenity and divinity. Blemishes in your limits, dis-ease, strengthen your discipline. Inflammation makes mucus. Your immune system is useless if your solution is pollution. Cells get no retribution. Like slaves get no reparation. No 40 acres and no mule. Just amusement and abusement with new ways to be misused. Look, the brain is electrical. And you blew a few fuses. Elevation is geometrical, it affects your whole mood. But we inhaling chemtrails with Flint, Michigan, and fake food, where they fracking to fracture the earth with a bruise to extract gases. Don't ask about the oceans and atmospheres. The facts is clear. And you wonder why natural disasters always happen here. Attackings will continue until morale improves. So I'm smacking you with the truth, get more out of your roots. Teach the youth that Dr. Sabi was curing AIDS back in the 80s. Haters took him to court, he beat the case. No debating the patients that came forth that went from positive to negative. You hate on me, I spit what's real and truth, and you so negative. I'm through arguing with relatives that overdose on sedatives. The herbs will heal a nation. Revelation is what's relevant. That Greek word for witchcraft is pharmakia. That's where you get the word pharmaceutical. I'm trying to take this rhyme for your mind to the farm in the studio. Look within so you should know the right seeds to sow. The definition of life sparks first within your soul. This piece right here is called Crystal River. When I say Crystal River, I'm talking about your bloodstream. Only love can heal your soul. People suffer from lack of knowledge. How long will mothers cry from genocide? Let's teach our children to be wise. For the beasts to deceive them, to claim their mind. See, this is a battle, it's a battle, y'all. Battle of our mind. See, and the champion rules your life, yeah. So arm yourself in the armor of the Most High. Gain protection and wisdom. Let truth be your guide. Look, it's metaphysical principles they don't want you to know, so they attack your crystal river, they don't want you to glow. Put shackles on your mental to prevent you to show that influential true potential that exists in your soul. So they smack you with their vaccines, turn your kids to crack fiends. Methylphenidate, methamphetamine, same thing. Implement the innocent with ignorance, deprive them of their benefits of human rights to prove what life really is. Divided by united snakes with no morals, riding the rocky road of heartbreaks with no roller. They keep raising the quota, not raising the quota. That's creating a motive for baking with soda. All it takes an empty plate with no cake to fold up. If you wanna make a soldier, grind like Folgers, running on a fast break, pushing weight to blow up, but end up in a state pushing plates to swole up. Hold up. It's like the majority of minorities' priorities are based toward the glory of those who rain off the pain of the poor. Cause when it rains, it pours if you're chained to the floor. And you can't aim the sword when you're sore in your core. So keep your sword accord, be a sword to the source to record the right vibe. Stay whole with the one. Cause on this course of 9 iron, leave some foes on the run. And talking course will put some holes in your lung. I can't ignore this reality. Fatality's not fiction when the clip's in. Full of ammunition by someone with no ambition. Stuck in these rough conditions, trust of this crooked system. Brought up in tradition, spitting nothing off your lips, man. Shut up and listen. All that glistens isn't gold. If your mission's flipping O's, who holds the keys to your ignition? See, you're missing a narrow road and fall that your barrel holds unloads on those who hold similar foes as you. We can't spiritually grow if our material goals outweigh the right way. Don't shade the right ray. Is it me? But it's ironic. These antibiotics causes chaotic symptoms in your body. They suppress your stress, but they don't heal for real. So while you popping a pill, you still ill. And this unhospitable, these hospitals belittle you. Feed your people's riddles and your conditions is critical. Man, Lord knows there's no love with their intentions here. Man, they pump fake blood and they intensive care. My advice to you is fuel your immune system. Your immune system is used to remove sickness. So they attack the food and what you see on the market. Just read all of the garbage on the back of a carton, cause they know you ain't thinking about harm when you starve, and that's the object. Keep the poor target for harvest, so you gotta watch all that you put in your mouth. They got sex hormones and steroids in your cow. Got your 12-year-old daughter turn a girl gone wild. She got the body of a woman and you wondering how. She pregnant at 13, another child has a child, and right now the media is feeding her child, cause now being a female dog is in style. Wow, tell me how.
Nigga make you want to plant a garden or something. Grow some tulips in this.
Wow.
Wow. So that was Tebe Zalango. Blessed us with an incredible performance.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Word, respect.
Incredible performance. You know, it's a blessing to really get so many different styles of creative minds in this room, and for them to bless us with their brilliance. You know, we've been blessed to have quite a few different styles of brilliance in this room, and Tebe, you have definitely added on to that, and we appreciate you being in here, brother.
Man, respect, bro. All praise to the Most High, man.
Bless,
Wow.
bless.
Wow.
So yeah, it's BoomBapTricks. It's been a busy week. You know, the week has been kind of active with us this week. You know, we've had events. Y'all have been busy, right, Lorraine and Anthony? What y'all got going on? What's going on?
I had a couple of shows this week. One at Los Tacos and shit. I don't even remember the others. I do so much shit. But yeah, I had a few shows this week. Did my thing out there. Is it messed up?
I just can't hear you as well.
Can you hear me?
It's normal.
My mic's messed up too. Samson over here working on stuff. That's okay. I'm
Yeah,
going in and
that's
out
good.
over here. But yeah, I just had a few things going on this week, you know what I'm saying, and troubles with women like always, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out these alien creatures, goddammit. That's about it, you know?
I can dig it.
Man, it was a crazy full week. Thursday night we went to Raw Artists event
that's what it
and
was.
peeped that out.
That was lit, right?
Just
Yeah,
to check out the format, see what was all the hype, and it lived up to all the hype.
And
saw
more.
some
Yeah, that was-
amazing dance crews that I hadn't seen before, which was cool, and some new designers that I hadn't been exposed to, and we supported Rich out there. He was killing it. Ghost House
Yeah.
Studios.
Yeah, Rich be
Like,
bullshitting. I knew Rich be out in these goddamn streets, man. Rich be lying to us and shit, talk about I own me, be out like that. Let me tell you something. Anybody that owns 2 gold chains like that be in these streets, goddammit. Rich had them big boys on, goddammit. Rich had them Instagram bad bitch girls on last night, goddammit.
Oh yeah, he did. He was playing the drums and he killed it, man. Their whole band killed it.
John
That was
Shockness,
by
Kid
far
Astronaut.
an amazing performance from just skill level to their set. They had a cool set up too. Supporting them, I saw a lot of jewelers that I hadn't seen before in town. It was just a great event. I'd be excited to see Anthony host that in 3 months, so that'll be coming up.
I'm not hosting, I'm performing.
Our performing comedy, so I'm
That's what Lorraine inserting what she thinks needs to happen.
I feel like, as you know, your representative, I feel like Anthony should be hosting and performing, because the host they had, that's the only thing I could throw shade on. He was, you know, left to be desired. And then Friday night we had Bar Red, which we had Tebe out. That was a good showcase too. Everyone who performed on that lineup was the first time I saw them live as well. Everyone was super cool. The cypher was cool. You don't get to see many cyphers like that anymore. And then Saturday night, we went to Maule's video release, which, man, that thing was, talk about you know, wanting to plant a garden, he talked about, you know, not being a jackass, and sex assault and violence and relationships. And Yazi performed. That was my first time seeing her. Beautiful voice. Her little DJ set was cool. And then always the lovely Kayla Marquis. She just like...
She was just on WeAreDenver.
Yeah, she killed it. And EB did Maule, sorry. He did an acoustic set. The guitarist he had, like, just made his music even better than it was. I felt like the whole set was great, and it was cool to see, you know, Garrett, Square Vision, and him talk about, they did a Q&A after the video, which was nice. There were a lot of people who came in off the street that were like, what is this event? You know, where can I hear this stuff? And, you know, Anthony was just like, fuck it, take my picture, let me get out of here. So, I mean, it was a...
Who was it sponsored by?
Amazing weekend. Safe House Denver, they didn't sponsor it, but the money that was collected at the door went to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a fundraiser, too. So it was an important night. And we're live right now on YouTube, so
Bring your headphones under this wire.
we have the live chat going. So if there's any questions you want to talk to or ask or anything like that, I'll be watching that too today.
Yeah, like, talk with us. Let us know what y'all think about what we're talking, because sometimes we're off the chain. You know, it depends on the week. And, you know, if y'all want to chime in and, like, you know, put in some words, we want to answer them back live, so...
Yeah,
that's
ask
cool.
me questions. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, Anthony
We're
really wants to talk to you.
for you to talk to Anthony.
So, yeah, let's get our guests in. You know what I'm saying? So, we have my man, Tebe Zalango.
Word, 100.
Bless. We got my man, BurgerBot, in the house as well.
Salutations.
Right on. So, we're gonna start with Tebe. A little bit of your background, bro. I know you are from Decatur, Illinois, and you're currently touring right now, and Denver has been blessed to have you in its town. So can you give us a little bit? I mean, you do some incredible art. We're playing violin, acoustic guitar. I mean, let us know a little bit how you got into this whole, you know, collection of different styles of expressing yourself.
Well, my mom used to always listen to the classical radio station. And I think one day I heard Antonio Vivaldi's Four Seasons. And that stuff sounded cold to me. I'm like, man, I want to do that. And then she put me in and wouldn't let me quit. You know what I mean? I tried to quit a lot of times, but it was just the practice times, because I was going to the NBA. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing back then.
Yeah.
And just, you know, staying with a consistent focus, man, put me to where I'm at now. Now it's like, I went from performing what I heard on the radio in high school, leading the orchestra, to composing my own pieces, and that's what I perform when I travel. The spoken word came into play because a lot of producers out there was hating, taxing too much on these tracks.
Okay.
And then you got sound engineers that, you know, had the levels messed up at a lot of times. All the hip hop joints, the beats would be too high, and then they words would be under the beat. It's like, man, I can't sell no records like this. I need people to hear me. So doing the spoken word really opened up a door for that.
Nice.
But, you know, hip-hop is my heart, so I still love it.
You can tell, man.
No
like,
doubt.
You're an ill lyricist, man.
Word, thank you.
So, also, with recording and everything like that, are you doing your own sound engineering and the recordings that you...
No.
Okay.
Music Monsters in Springfield, Illinois. QB Studio in Decatur, Illinois. And then I go to different studios in different states, too. For sure, but shout out to them because they show me a lot of love. Shout out to Kelvin Grimble too.
Nice. What's the music scene like in Decatur? Is there a music scene out there? Like, are you the music scene out there? Like, what does it look like?
I mean, I think Decatur has a whole lot of talented artists. You know what I mean? If they got the spotlight, some kind of spotlight on them, man, you'd be surprised at the magic that's come up out of there.
Nice. And my man BurgerBot, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing well.
Right on, man. Me and this guy go way back. He's a brilliant artist. He's done work with Kid Robot. And he's an avid collector. His house is a whole museum unto itself called the Imagination Station.
You can check in for sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then within that, man, like I've seen you as an artist really grow, man. Like you're a painter. You've been actually having your work shown in a lot of art galleries throughout Denver and other places as well. So how did you get into, you know, art, man, and just being a creator of cool things?
I don't know. I think unlike Tebe here, he's a master of everything. I mean, reading everything and listening to you do stuff, it's just you're brilliant at everything you do, and you can see that passion and work that you put into it. And I think that for myself, like a lot of us as children, trauma, something might have happened, and you go to art as therapy, not knowing really what that therapy is right away. But I was a master of none. I dabbled in all kinds of little things, and I liked it. But sometimes when it became hard, I might quit it, go on to something different. But when I started doing more of my art stuff in the past decade or so, it all stems from therapy. I needed to put something into creating something so I wasn't destroying. Yeah. So I had the same energy, but I needed to place it somewhere, and I started creating for myself. People enjoyed it, and I went kind of from there.
Yeah, man. That's one thing I really enjoy about you, man. Like you're an artist, and then within that, like, it's not about like financial gain with you. It's really about the creative expression and like the connection into what you're doing creatively. And that's something, you know, like me being like the style artist that I am, and you know, connecting in hip hop is not something that you see on a regular basis. You know, like everybody has their own ambitions or trying to get to like whatever level, but it's usually financially driven, way more than it is artistically driven sometimes. You know, in hip hop specific. And in other art forms, I'm sure too, but hip hop I can identify with because I'm a hip hop artist. For sure. But within that, you create because you love creation.
Yeah.
So like I see that in your art as well, man. Like I see so much emotion in the visual. Like he does these characters and these different characters that he does. He has like one of them.
One of my pins right here.
Pinned on his jacket. He makes these buttons and things like that. It's real dope. Do you feel that the art pieces that you create are little pieces of yourself that you give into the world, or like how do you see that?
Oh, for sure. I think I mean, ultimately everything that I do is I want to leave whoever is experiencing me a better person for having done so, no matter what. So I care about my integrity and my wherewithal with how I leave people. I don't like burning bridges. But if it's not something I can, I don't know, excel in myself, if I can latch on to like people that are creative around me, and I can take the talents that I have that aren't just for financial gain or just about me, and if I can use that as a spice and accentuate what they're doing and make that grander and better for them, I love that. I love serving. So if I can take what I'm doing with video, if I can take my art, if that translates to someone to make them want to just spill over and create more, do something else, that's what I care about.
Artist.
Yeah.
Is that a pin of Barack Obama with a...
That's Drake.
No,
that's Drake.
That's Drake.
It's like Barack Obama from Avella. He got a flower in Barack Obama's hair.
No, yeah, that's Drake. That's Drake.
Okay, I got a question. Don't Tebe look like what we think Jesus look like? Don't he look like Jesus? Don't he look like real Jesus? He look like real black Jesus.
I must have been one of Solomon's descendants, because I swear somebody look like me everywhere I go. Yeah, everywhere I go, I be in Miami, I be in California. Like, yeah, didn't I see? Nah, you ain't see me. I was in Ethiopia. Didn't I see you? Nah, you ain't see me nowhere.
That's one of the questions too I had. Thank you, Anthony, for segueing to that. Is your spoken word is very conscious and very much talking about everything that's been going on that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Are you pretty active in social justice, and how? I know you must be. And how did you get into that lane?
Well, I mean, I've always had a strong connection with God. You know what I mean? Coming up in the church, that was really my focus, and then from that point, I met my first teacher in Mbana Katako with Human Rights Radio in Springfield, and he taught me a lot. You know, gave me a lot of different levels of awareness through different lectures, and I used to listen to it all the time. And then my awareness started shifting, like, man, yo, this is going on, this is going on. So then I learned through, you know, what I do, the most you can make a change with is is your intent spiritually. Like if you raise people's awareness spiritually, you could really make change. You know, change starts in the heart. So as far as social justice, man, I feel like everything I am is everything I am. You know what I mean? And just listen to the album. I'm on iTunes. Listen to everything what I got going on. And man, that'll line up everything for you. But yeah, I'm with it.
I feel specifically around activism. I think that it's especially nowadays with everything that's going on, you can really get caught in like the protest policies and like not like really look at art itself as an expression of healing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hear with the both of you and what you guys are talking about is utilizing your crafts to heal in a variety of different ways. And I think that like that, in my opinion, as artists, you know what I'm saying, artivist, you know what I'm saying, it's the best way to engage people, because like majority of the time people are in their cars or people are chilling and they're listening to music, you know, or they're partaking and looking at some visual art on the street or wherever that's at, and like we're able to impact people directly through our art. And I think we don't take that into consideration, that is activism a lot of the time. You know, that's that Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying, that's that Tupac Shakur, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, like I just enjoy what you guys do within that. And I thought about that just because like in the activist world, you can get caught up in like what engagements you have on a regular basis, where there's so many engagements to have in activism, you know?
Sure. I think there's a lot of people that you always want to just, they might have something to say but not know how to say it. And you know, and that's really what people hold on to. It's how that makes them feel, how they relate to it. It's not what you say but how you say it. Some people they need to shut up and not say stuff, right? But you know, people can use their craft. You know, it's like, I may not be able to help in these ways or not, I may not know how, but how can I help? And, you know, same thing with like your video that we did.
Yeah.
Doing that kind of stuff, it's all right. I don't need to talk. I don't need to be a guy on this, but how can I film this? How can I relay your message with you?
All right.
You know?
Right. You know, I didn't take you for a hippie when I first seen you.
Man, I hugged
You're
trees, my dude.
Fucking hippie. Yeah. I should have known. The fucking beanie should have gave it away, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna trust in this guy. He's not a hippie, but I told you I was gonna be a real hippie ass interview. I told y'all that. I told you I said that outside. Real hippie ass.
Hey, hippie, man, it's all love.
Hippie. You can't put this many hippies in the goddamn room.
We're balancing it out.
It's hip hop. That's what it is.
Motherfucker got pink switchblade.
Hip hop.
Dangerous hippie.
Yeah, that was one of the things when I researched you. I saw a lot of, you know, hip hop videos. It was more, you had some where you played the violin in there, but not to the extent that we've seen. And I even told Anthony the other night, I was like, did he go to Juilliard? Is that classical?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? So tell me more. I want more.
Man, it's just like I said, I had a strong work ethic. You know, I had a good supporting cast with my moms and my pops. They saw a lot in me. So I stayed with it. Orchestra all through school. Won a couple scholarships for some music camps. Then when I got to high school and did everything, got to that point, it's like, you know what? I'm tired of playing other people's music. You know, I see people doing the hip hop things and, you know, doing the covers, much power to them. You know, it's just me. Composers inspired me, you know, so I want to compose my own. So everything you heard was original. So that's what I'm on right now. And you will hear more violin with the hip hop when I get a good relationship with the producers. You know, because I got an ear, and not everybody, you know, see eye to eye with the ears. Like, you know what? Let me just go ahead, stroll through and pick a track or something like that. But I want to compose something from the ground up.
Yeah, that makes sense. You need to.
Yeah.
This Jesus, goddammit. Y'all didn't tell me. This motherfucker Jesus. I feel all inspired. I want to leave. I want to follow this motherfucker now. I want you to leave me. Leave me. Have a good turn this. To, touch this.
Man, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We gonna say
that first song that you did with the violin. I was not expecting that right away, and hearing it and keeping that, I was so glad that it was there, and I just shut my eyes. See, I like art music, classical, baroque. Baroque is my shit. And that had that just the Vivaldi and just that Bach feel that I just love about music with strings. I felt it. Word. Yeah, I'm gonna check all this stuff out.
He had me so fucked up at Bar Red that I had a hard time even taping him, and I started like playing it back during the set, and I was like, oh shit, like
That's
what's
cool.
happening? Because I didn't expect that based on the videos I saw. So and that's one thing we always talk about too, about producers and stuff like that, that they're artists too, and they come in and the person, you know, wanting their assistants or the engineer to get this craft out, they then want to add, you know, their stuff to it instead of like just assisting the artist into making, like what Berger said, like that right there is what's needed. And that's probably why the video you guys did was so amazing with such short notice, because you looked at a way to get his art out and to put it out in how best. And you don't always get that from engineers and producers, because they want to put their feel in it. They want to put their, and I don't know, that's kind of a weird.
I think
like,
working with Jared on that video specifically, it was really a collaboration. Like I kind of had like, I want to capture this neighborhood. I want to capture this narrative in this neighborhood. And within that, you know, really kind of like letting him kind of drive like some of the vision of where we went and some of the direction, and we highlighted some of the things that I wanted within that. But your vision, man, and the ways, I mean, he shoots film like video on an iPhone. So like the fact that you're utilizing like your tools that you have around you and being able to express yourself artistically, and like, you know, the message that we really got out within that is really capturing the history of a neighborhood that's changing, that it's transitioning into the next. What was that for you? What were kind of the ideas that went through your mind as we were?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, just because of our past friendship and relationship, it's, you kind of know me and who I am, where I come from, and I know you. I was his ghostwriter in high school for sure. All that Christian hip hop that we used to do. But it's kind of knowing that, and just, I think it's listening. You know, I want to know what is the message you want to relay. And same thing that we're talking about with producers and anybody that you are working with. You hope that they listen to you the way you're listening to them. It's like, how can we be balanced in this? More hippie shit, sorry, dude.
So good.
It's gotta be.
I'm used to it now. I'm used to it now.
I actually listened to Kayla Marquis' interview last week with Il Fuminati, and she was talking about her photographs, and Ryan Fu had told her all your photographs lately have been consistent in look and theme, even though she's used like 5 different photographers. And he had asked her, like, how are you able to get that? Because it's hard when you use different photographers. And she said that she like insisted on a pre-meeting, that they actually just had general conversation with her and met her and developed that dialogue and whatever with them, and then it came out in the photos. So
yeah, I like
that's
that.
like what you
it is. It's okay. It's right away. It's like, let me break these down to bullet points. Do you want me to make a wild video? Do you want me to make a video the way I would do it? What is it you would like, so I can close relate to that, you know? Okay. It's even harder with like commission paintings and stuff too, because it's, oh, I know you like my style, but I'm always worried, am I gonna mess this up? I'm gonna mess this up, and I'm constantly. It doesn't matter if you're a genius at your craft. I guarantee there's not a time where you go up on stage or you're writing something or doing something and you're like, all right, there's times it's scary. What if someone doesn't like that? When all anybody ever tells you is, I love that. I get the same thing with a lot of the stuff I do, and I still am just worried about it. But I wanna have that broader message with anything I do, and listening is the biggest key for that. And so I think I love that video.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. I don't give a fuck if you don't like my jokes, okay? I'm gonna tell them anyway, goddammit. I write my jokes for me. You can come along on the journey if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. I feel like as a comedian, I don't know, maybe this is just comedian, but I don't want everybody in the room to laugh. I want a couple. I want a few people that be like, I don't really like that, because I don't want to appeal to everybody. I want to talk to the people that want to hear what I have to say, and will actually invest the time to look into it. You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody likes me, I'm trying to appeal to everybody instead of being myself. Because if I'm myself, I'm not going to appeal to everybody. You know, so I don't know. Maybe it's just a comedy thing. So the people that laugh is the people.
So.
You know.
No, I think like it's important as an artist to keep your integrity and like what you're really trying to convey as an artist. I think that like, you know, like, and I'm just take you for instance, Tebe, like Zach over at Bar Red. Like you had said some things in your song that he didn't agree with. And I was like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but like what he's really trying to drive home is like the conditioning and where we're at a society and like these different things that play out. I think that as artists, you're always going to have somebody who's not going to agree with what you're saying. And I don't think you change your art because of that. I think that like they have to change how they want to engage with your art, or if they choose to engage with your art. And that's a hard thing as an artist, because as a creator, you want everybody to like appreciate what you're doing, but it's just not all the time it's made or ready for everybody. Sometimes you might be too progressive.
Also, when you're adding stuff into your art, you're passionate about it. You've researched it. You know it. You know the root of it.
Right.
And the people listening don't. So they hear maybe a small part of it, and they have an assumption of what it is, and not the root of why you're saying it and why that is. You know, and then they take it.
And that seems to be something that's just like disappearing from society. People's ability to, I don't even, what do you call it, read between lines, or just, it's like you'll say something and people will know what you mean by what you're saying, but they'll attack the words instead of the meaning of it.
Into the depths of it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I think,
but it's, and I don't know, it's something to
right. So like right now, there's a comic that's Italian in the scene. I'm gonna kind of talk about this a little bit because I think it's relevant. But he is very much an ally to the black and brown community, and very much a very good person. He started doing a set where he maybe said some words that weren't his to say, like the N-word. But in him saying that, he basically was utilizing it as like a, you know, to catch the attention, to show the stupidity of the ignorance of the racism that people are doing around it, right? So there was no ill intent. It was more to bring focus out and uncomfortable truth wise. No other black or brown comedian really went in on him, but every single white comedian in Denver has attacked him about being a racist.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is hilarious, because they're attacking him. They're like, they're being assholes and they're being racist, and the things they're saying, you know?
I think, you know, I've said this before. I think like liberalism, where liberal is at right now, in my personal opinion, it's a dangerous thing, because you can get lost in perpetuating racism without understanding how you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because we play out these politically correct ways of engaging one another nowadays. And it's so politically correct that you don't leave room for organic conversations around hard subjects. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring up hard subjects in your comedy. You bring up hard subjects in your art. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we just did a hard subject video together. You know what I'm saying? I think that those are the things that art does. And we get outside of the politics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Politics are such a tricky game to play, even in the activist world, because you always want to say the right shit. Artists, you ain't got to say the right shit. You can say something that's gonna like push and make somebody feel uncomfortable, and they can choose to engage in that art if they choose to, or they can walk away from it.
Right.
And I think like the
But you know what I think happened though? Because I think art has always been under attack, but once upon a time it was by the powers that be, because they knew what art could do. It could tell stories where you could taint the books, but you can't taint our minds and the stories we pass down. But so that wasn't effective. So what they did was they made this PC culture, to where now I get the people to attack you. The people you're talking to, they're not even going to take your word, because you're going to say things that are comfortable to them, because we made it uncomfortable for you to have organic conversation,
right,
which is the lifeblood of art. Is just have natural raw conversations.
Right.
Y'all know I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, me too. So, you already know. I think it's an important thing. Like, you think about artists like Richard Pryor. You think about artists like Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they created what they created, it wasn't Nina Simone. Like, you think about artists like this, when you say things that are uncomfortable to the masses, meaning the majority, you're always gonna be pushed to the back burner. And I think that's a hard thing for society to really accept that that's how art is. Like if you either embrace it and like it, and sometimes it gets put up to a pedestal because the people support it, or you end up kind of walking away from it because you're not trying to engage. But artists like Bob Marley, Marvin Gaye, Richard Pryor, I feel were important artists because they push forward that conversation. And I think art, even painters like Banksy, who putting out hard subjects to like digest for some people, they're important because like masses won't talk about it because of PC culture and like the ways we engage within PC culture.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley.
He started the segue to twerking.
The pelvis
Yes.
movement.
Elvis movements.
The pelvis movements.
Which he just stole anyway, right?
Right.
I mean,
But you know what? I think it was once upon a time where people search for the answer, so they appreciated raw truth. But now motherfuckers have gotten a hold of the answer and they find out all this shit is fucked up. They're like, we don't want to hear no more. Cut that shit off.
Right.
We'll just live the illusion.
What is it like where you're living, your home base, as far as like the gentrification and racism, and are you guys going through the similar? Because we're going through a huge gentrification and changing over, and people who normally lived in certain neighborhoods are being pushed out, and different things are happening. Is it like that where you're at as well?
I've traveled a lot, and I see a lot of that everywhere I go.
Okay.
Everywhere I go. I mean, racism is real everywhere you go. You know, it's really perspective. Like when I'm working with the youth, I give an example and say, if you get a new car, or your parents get a new car, or somebody you know you like get a new car, you notice that car everywhere in the street. It's everywhere now. But that car was always there. What made you be aware of it now? So you shifted your focus. And what you focus on in life is gonna be your reality. And when I go there, it's like, yo, a lot of the youth are getting a lot of messages from a lot of record labels that want to promote their prisons. And it's like, when you got a mindset like that, dealing with the youth, it's some things that's going on in communities that you could tell, like, we being targeted. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that it's war, mentally, spiritually, biochemically, and that's happening everywhere.
Well, I don't know if you've seen it about, there's this lady that's doing this big story about how they, the government, the army was releasing these chemicals over like this project in St. Louis.
Chemtrails.
Well, no, they were going on top of the buildings and releasing them. Like the army was going up there and releasing this into the project.
Chemtrails.
And
They're just doing close.
Yeah, but no, it was like some type of specific experiment that she uncovered, and she's doing like all this research on. I kind of got a glimpse of it, and it kind of disappeared. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, if it's going to come out, but yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's war.
But
it is.
Dude, you can't tell me they're not experimenting on people. We just talked about the story where they found the 26 Nigerian girls in the ocean.
I loved how you used your platform for that too. You were like, well, all you are talking about this bullshit, maybe you should pay attention to this right here. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's needed.
Some real
it's
shit.
needed. It's needed. And that's what I'm saying, the job of the artist. You know what I'm saying? To vocalize the harsh realities.
And no one's
of
heard
living
who took these 26 girls. Why were they all dead in the ocean? And how come?
Dude,
what's going on here? Why is this still happening?
They are trying to unlock the secrets of the black gene, and they kidnap motherfuckers and experiment on them.
I don't know. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about
this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in what country did they find
Italy
them?
found them.
Italy.
Italy found them.
Yes.
Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So, like, you know, that's a whole nother topic. Like,
we never found them girls that went missing when Obama was in there. You remember the little Bring Back Our Girls? They never, nobody brought them back. They never came back.
Right. No, that's real. And that's a whole nother topic, though. The disappearing of not just, like, black bodies, right? But black women. You know what I'm saying? Specifically. You know, the thing I think that really needs to be addressed within like what we're like really discussing, right, is for one, why is there an attack? I was just recently watching like some information on like specifically around the Ku Klux Klan, and then like within like watching this thing, right, it was Ku Klux Klan and Black Lives Matter. right? Within watching these two formats of these two extreme groups, you know what I'm saying, and their views and the ways that they're engaging in justice, the one thing that they had like a common similarity in is that the government is fucked up. They both could say that. They both could say, no, I don't trust the government. No, I don't trust the government. But within it, this is where the game gets tricky, right? Within it, they're still perpetuating systematic components of what the government is pushing out, right? So the fact that there is a divide and conquer battle happening between like black and white folks, and like it's way more complex within that too, because like if we're caught in the distraction of race, right, then we can't actually see like the actual battle that's happening with bodies being disappearing. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump passing policies that are freaking being implemented on us, and all these different things that we're distracted by, and the government is just manipulating us, controlling us, getting us to play out these pumping and shit.
The government is the lapdogs of the motherfucker that's really running this.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah, them the motherfuckers that protect you from getting to them. And it's all divide and conquer, even within that. Just like you said, both of these groups can agree the government is the problem. You giving them a common enemy. Now, y'all do what the fuck y'all want to do. I'm going to sit up here, I'm going to make this money, and y'all sit down there and fight that. You think the government is your problem, but the government is what I run.
One of the things I did this week that I forgot is I did a site visit for Chinook, and it was Black Women for Politics, and this social justice organization has been around for 40 years. I had never heard of it before they sent me there. Basically, what they were trying to do is get Black women educated to be able to take office and to know, because in school you learn this stuff like in 8th grade, I think, how is a bill passed? Like, I can honestly say I really don't even remember the whole process, but this whole group is educating people on this process. And she was talking during the site visit, and she was telling me that any person could, all these executive orders that Trump has been signing that, you know, to freak everybody out, any person can go in and challenge an executive order. It doesn't have to be any. And they actually, within that group, some of the questions I asked them, they weren't even Republican, Democrat, whatever within this group. There were some people in there Republican, there were some people in there Democrat. They aren't even going in those lines anymore. They're trying to just get some justice and some, you know, right things, because neither group is really acting.
It's just like Dave Chappelle said, Donald Trump might fuck around and accidentally fix America. Because it's right now, you have to pick your side. You have to, the line has been drawn. Who the fuck you with?
She was saying that now they've actually opened it up to their allies, men, brown people, to get everyone educated. And because they've been doing this thing for Black women, but they're realizing now, actually all social justice people that I've been talking to recently have said, we can no longer activate on our own out in the community. We need to start like recruiting allies, make this bigger, and start like bringing people in.
Are starting to see that this shit is bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
That it's affecting everybody, and I think that's a big thing right now, is that people see that you're a lot more interconnected than you think. Because just driving Lyft, and I'm having these conversations with like these upper middle class white women, these rich white women, and they're like, we're sick of this shit too. Like, we see what's going on now.
Have you guys seen that show, Sarah Silverman's new show on Hulu?
No.
It's literally about this, all of this.
Oh, wow.
It's a show, it's a live audience, but it's a talk show, and it's about everything. It's gonna make you uncomfortable, but it's not just another, here's my views. It's, no, we're going to these homes. They went to the Bayou and talked to these family in Louisiana who Trump supporters, and she wanted to know why. And like just having good conversations, learning from her, and literally trying to change the way we all think and how we all believe this side does, and this side believes this. But when we have an idea of what that is and why, well, we should really all still share our feelings, but also learn to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Because everyone's too loud. Listen and understand. You may still not agree, but stop listening to Trump news media and they're telling us how we feel or the other side feels. Yeah. I like getting to know people. And that's what this show is. This show is great. You guys got to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out for sure, man. I think that's really what it comes down to. As much as we look at like the crazy shit that goes on social media and on the news, we still got to make personal engagements. Yeah. Like, it's a totally different thing.
Well, but they know that the mass majority of people will not look that far past the video. They'll look at. Most motherfuckers don't even read news articles. They read the title. That's it. They will compile a whole assumption or opinion off of the title of a news article that they didn't read.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
True. Which could not even be fake. It could be literally from the Onion and be like, "Did you hear this?"
Like,
oh my God.
do you know how many times I have to go to people? I say on Facebook and say this is fake.
Yep.
Look and check your resources.
Right.
If you see an article that seems
lot,
interesting
actually.
and you look and don't say nothing, go online, research the article, see if there's any reputable places, not these little motherfuckers ain't never heard of these damn publications, and you put them out there. Do some research before you put it out there. I hate that.
Yeah,
and
it's
something's just so
frustrating.
stupid.
It happens all the time.
It takes
too.
away from your message 100%.
Yeah.
You know, because you want people to have the truth and only know and believe what that truth is. But if you're not telling what the truth
It's
is,
all bullshit.
You're right, and it's just a new tool that they utilize to condition us. You know what I'm saying? They just know the science of conditioning and how to condition people. So they know that if this person is in this algorithm, I'm gonna feed them this news, and this person's in this algorithm, I'm gonna feed them this.
Well, you know
news.
they got in trouble for that. Facebook got in trouble for that because they was doing this thing to where they were showing specific people like terrible images, all bad news.
No, I was a part of that, man. I seen that on my.
And then other people like all the good stuff, and then they got wind up, and they're like, "What if you're showing this to a person with depression, or you know what I'm saying?" And they kill themselves because you're showing them all negative shit.
Yeah,
so
I remember.
But I mean, it still happens. I feel like it's still the same thing going on.
Yeah, it's there's this thing. It's called the shock doctrine. I don't know if you ever checked it out, but what the shock doctrine is, it's about an experiment that they did during the 1920s and the 1930s. I forgot the name of the guy who actually did this experiment, but what the experiment was based off of was he utilized different shock tools, like terrorist attacks in different countries or like different bomb threats and just ways to rile up people. And he learned that if you shock people at certain times, you can get them to do whatever you want them to do. And that's what is being used now, is they utilize this whole theory as a way to really control people, because the shock doctrine really breaks it down in the sense that, like, once you can keep people at an emotional imbalance, you can go ahead and like manipulate their feelings and what they're doing.
But it just goes. I was actually having a conversation with this guy, and I always talk to this. You got to understand human nature. If you understand human nature, you can control a human being. And they know that. They've had more than enough time to know exactly how human beings react to certain things, what to do to get them to do certain stuff. They've had that time. And that's the way they manipulate us. They move chess pieces around. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They know when to release this news to make you feel this way about this to get this passed. That's what I'm saying. Even with this gun shit right now. This is what they do. They know they can't come and take your weapons from you. You'll revolt. So what they do is they do with everything. They make it a problem for you,
right? And
then they make you come and ask them to take them. Oh, we need legislation. Take the guns. Okay, I'll come take your guns. But the Second Amendment is to have guns against a tyrannical government. That's what the Second Amendment is for. And this government seems pretty motherfucking tyrannical, so they can't just have the weapons and just come and say bend over because you don't have anything to defend yourselves with.
Yeah.
That's what that's for.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I'm all for weapons. You know what I'm saying? And you if a motherfucker want to do some bullshit, they gonna do some bullshit.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with the weapon. It's the person behind the gun.
Mind.
Yeah, it's the person behind the weapon.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
that's what I believe. Now, whatever you believe it is what it is, but
no, I agree with you on that, man. I don't, the game that's
even with black people, that's how you can shoot a motherfucker in the street. We made black people look so bad for so long. You can kill these motherfuckers in the street, and it'll be tomorrow's news tomorrow. Nobody won't give a fuck.
Speaking of that,
real talk.
Meek Mill. That's another thing going on right now with him being in jail, and I see like Kevin Hart and all these other artists going in because this judge has been trying to get him to do a lot of things for a long time. He finally didn't do it, and they gave him this extreme sentence for a smaller crime. What do you guys know about that?
He deserved it.
Oh.
He deserved it. It is what it is. Don't get in trouble. Do what the fuck. Once you put yourself in that system, you are responsible for whatever the fuck they do to you after that. You didn't have to get in that motherfucker. So
what you got? What's your thoughts?
No, I don't have. I heard a little bit about it, but I agree with him.
It's one of those things where they take the part that they want you to believe and but they don't talk about the 15 times he went back to that judge and they just let him go. You know what I'm saying? They didn't tell you about all that.
Say it again.
What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
Man, I'm gonna plead the fifth and I ain't say nothing on it. I'm gonna keep my feelings to
I think
myself
one
on
of
that.
the things I was just kind of frustrated with is I understand that, and this judge, it sounded like they'd been having some kind of relationship where he'd gotten out of trouble but kept having to do favors for this guy, and now finally he's to the extreme. The only thing that is annoying to me isn't even just the things that Meek Mill did. It's the fact that this person in this position has the authority and no one else, there's no checks and balance to be like, hey, yeah, he should go to jail because he did these things, but this is extreme. If we're going to give him this, how about let's give these cops who are killing people some kind of...
There's no rhyme or reason to law. There's no guidelines any judge has to follow.
There's some statutes of...
Man, them motherfuckers can make up anything they want to do. I've seen some judges... I'm like, how the fuck you make a what?
I think like the biggest
what they want to do.
The biggest thing with Meek Mill specifically, right, is I feel like with Meek Mills, you're dealing with a childlike mentality that has a lot of money, and like when you come from a place of poverty. And and I'm not making excuses for him. I'm talking about his condition and the ways that he's playing out this condition. Like when you come from a place of poverty and you have nothing, and then all of a sudden you have a little bit of something, you really don't. He ain't really got shit. You know, he's got owners. Yeah. This dude don't even really own shit. He a slave in all interpretations of what a slave is. He's a slave. So within that, I feel that like Meek Mill, the biggest problem with that situation is that like there's young kids looking up to him, you know. And then within that, the way that he plays it out, I don't think Anthony's wrong in saying that like he should pay for what he's doing. But the bigger question around the situation is for one, is the system made to rehabilitate people? Or is it just to like lock people up in the cells and make money off their bodies? Because like you look at different countries like Sweden, you look at countries like in Canada and things like that. I just
had a conversation with this lady. She said they had to close down prisons in Sweden because they didn't have any inmates for the prisons.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. There's true rehabilitation happening in these countries. So like America, we're under the assumption that if you are in jail or if you are in prison, you're a bad person. Which is bullshit.
The judge should have to go to jail as well for using Meek Mill as a tool to do his dirty work, and it's come to light and nothing's happening.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's a machine, right? It's a machine that needs to be broken down, and that machine is doing what it's supposed to do. Meek Mill, because he's conditioned in the ways that he's conditioned, plays out these different things and gets himself into problems, and then becomes... Actually, you also got to think about it like this. The fact that he has a platform to be influential over kids, and he's the style of person that he has, that isn't an accident either. Like you got somebody like Tebe who's sitting there doing a grassroots movement, traveling, getting his art out there and connecting with people organically, but corporations don't see value in that. And the reason why corporations don't see value in that because he ain't nigga enough. You know what I'm saying? You got to play out the nigga role. You know, and the nigga role is what sells. You know what I'm saying?
Every day on Instagram. It's
every
just
day.
Guns and money.
Guns, money, ass cheeks.
Same.
Whatever they push to sell.
Hold on.
Whatever they push to sell.
Let's not bring the ass cheeks into this. They didn't do shit wrong.
They didn't do anything. I agree with that too.
I love ass cheeks. But it's also a condition. You know what I'm saying? Like women perpetuate this image of what it is too.
Go ahead.
No, I said, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, these labels be owning prisons.
Yeah.
So, and these artists be promoting that business. I mean, when you deal with the fact, I mean, it's so much to talk about. Y'all hitting everything on the head. I could just listen to y'all. Really, y'all
no, we want you to jump in too. That's why we're so excited about you.
It's just one of those things, man. What will sell is what they push. You know, Lauryn Hill sold, what, 14 million copies of the Miseducation?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever that they hit you and bang you over the head with all summer, that's going to be in your soul, period.
There's no accident that Lauryn Hill went crazy all of a sudden and doesn't have a career either. Because she was telling too much truth. She had a platform and was too conscious, and that consciousness had to be freaking smothered out.
But
Kill that shit.
I think as artists, it's your responsibility because you, as an artist, you want to know the truth. So you do a lot more extensive research behind the scenes, and you want to know why that happens and why that happens because that happens, and you start to figure shit out. You have to figure out how to stay sane and knowing what you know and knowing you want to tell people, but people aren't ready for it.
Yeah, you gotta leak it out in bits.
Yeah,
and you got J. Cole. J. Cole went platinum, no features. You know what I mean? He got messages all through his joint. You know what I mean? I think it comes down to talent in the right position with the right freedom to thrive. It's gonna happen. It's
but
gonna
that's
happen.
the thing. Once they feel like you become a threat, they're gonna start throwing things at you. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna, once you start talking to real, look, I know I'm on the list somewhere, goddamn it. I already know they watching me. So once you start saying certain shit, they throw stuff at you to either make you seem like you crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, or they throw women at you to get you in that trouble.
Eddie Griffin. You said that with that performance at the Dab Lounge. You had said you got real, and you were kind of concerned, like, are people gonna think I'm crazy now because you got real with it? So, you know, that's why I said in the beginning, you guys, you know, really feel this stuff and do the research, and you live it, breathe it. It's in your heart, and when you put it out there, people who are like, you know, have their head in the sand and they don't really know everything. They hear a little bit of what you're saying and they're like, oh, that's not even true. But it's real.
They can't get past their own biases to like hear the whole message.
And when we're stuffed down, you know, our faces too.
You saying the government throws ladies at you to like mess your head up? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying the government.
Oh, okay.
Somebody.
It's a spiritual battle. You know, when you're dealing with the weight of the world, you know, you got to realize it's like a big hologram. You know what I mean? It's all an illusion, and it's mind over matter. And if you focus your mind and focus your focus, you'll be able to see through it. But a lot of times when we vibrating at such a low frequency, you know, it's a lot of the music, you know, they don't, it's like what, 444 hertz they trick the frequency to hit you and lower your vibration. Then you got the foods, you know, the GMOs and the different things to lower your vibration. All of it is used to lower your vibration so you can't see what's really real. And if you just start simple, start with certain breathing exercises that you're gonna do every day, certain, you know, fasting that you're gonna do, or spiritual practices that you can apply to your life and stay consistent with, it'll prepare you for war, you know, in the time of peace. And whenever that situation come at you, you're gonna be grounded. You know what I mean? I try not to let myself get swayed by anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yo, we know why we here. We know what time it is. We ain't worried about what the world got. We come in here to do what we came here to do. And that's what it's all about.
That's blasphemy.
Ain't no place for fear around here.
Yo, you have a mega church, goddamn, all of them.
Anthony's like, we're following
you, boy. You get your old saying run for his money, boy. You got that. I'll put some tags in the goddamn best.
Well, you know, I do got PayPal, you know, and Cash App 217-855-0080. Go ahead, send that.
That's what it is.
You on the Venmo?
Support, and I'll get on it if money in there. Support the artists on the tour. You know, you could buy a hotel room today. Straight up.
That's one of the things too. You just travel alone, solo, and just do your thing from town to town, or what's like?
Man,
what's that
spiritually, like? I'm never alone. But physically, you know, it appears that way. And yeah, I drive a lot of every place. Unless I'm going overseas. If I hit up Ethiopia, then I'll be flying.
You can't tell me this thing ain't. That sounds like some shit Jesus say.
Man,
that sounds like some shit Jesus say, man.
Man, so it's just staying, you know, staying grounded and, you know, staying, you know, I hit the YMCA or a gym, right, every now and then, hit that iron a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and just stay focused, you know what I'm saying. I might cop an audio book and listen to it while I'm riding, just something to keep my mind in a certain kind of place, and usually that takes me through, because the drive is from California to Florida, that's the drive, you know what I mean, so just staying focused, because, you know, man, the highway is dangerous if you're not focused, and life is dangerous if you're not focused. So keep your focus focused.
Tebe be at the YMCA walking across the pool.
Doing laps there. He's running across
baptizing old ladies.
Well, let's go into your name, brother. Where does Tebe Zalango come from? Where does the name come from?
I was given the name by my first spiritual elder, Tebe, which means shield, protector, and life giver. And I greet, in that school of thought that I was in, you know, we greet people saying Zalango, which means let us come together to co-create something beautiful out of love and truth. So I said Zalango to everybody, and it got to the point where people just start calling me Zalango. Yeah, that's Zalango over there. That's my guy Zalango. Y'all meet Zalango. And then it came around like, all right, Tebe Zalango, and it just flowed like that. And the importance of that name shift came from, you know, the lessons of knowing what happened historically. Like if you got a slave on a slave plantation, you know, he's owned by somebody named Jones. So that means he a Jones and all the property, slaves, was Jones. Let's say he wanted to sell his property to another plantation, it's Johnson. So now that slave is Johnson, and all his offspring is a Johnson. This comes like property and being owned. And then, you know, this so-called, you know, Juneteenth type stuff where we got so-called set free. You know what I mean? You got people who say we're free now. You know, my grandma was a Jones, her grandma was a Jones, her grandma was a Jones. So shoot, I'm gonna be a Jones. And in reality, nah, her grandma was a slave owned by Jones. And you got that title Jones on you. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing to free and freeing your mind is tonalities. When you speak words, it means something. Everything vibrates. So in vibration, where are you vibrating? Spiritually, if your vibration is connected in the foundation of slavery.
Bless. Now, I understand what you're saying within vibration, but like really like break down to the people when you're talking about like vibing on a low frequency versus a high frequency.
All right, let's break this down. All right, let's just say you got negative thoughts. You know, we all know that matter or everything consists of atoms, right? You know what I'm saying? This table got molecular structures and stuff like that. So when you deal with low vibrations, it's maybe moving real slow. Like something could be moving so slow, like this wall is moving slow, so it appears to be still, but it's moving right in front of you, but the frequency, the vibration is really slow. You know what I'm saying? Certain things like illnesses, disease, and sickness, and negative thoughts all vibrate at a very, very low vibration. All right, let's say you want to think of, I want to help somebody, I want to feed the homeless today, I want to look out for somebody, I want to eat healthy today. You know, your thoughts begin to vibrate your being higher and higher because, you know, your body is consisted of, you know, a lot of atoms. So that frequency, that energy puts you at a place where you're able to see things that the average person can't see. And that brings us back to what I was talking about earlier with the car. You know, certain things could be right in front of you. You can't see it because where you're vibrating. Shift your focus, vibrate at a different level, and it's a whole nother reality right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And that has everything to do with the words you speak, the sound, because sound travels, you know, through oxygen, and it hits you. You know what's going on, you register that. You know, light travels, it hits you, the rising cones of your eyes, and go back to the occipital lobe, and it's upside down, but your brain flips it up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So, in all that science, man, what you do, the intent, the vibration, the thoughts that you keep and put inside yourself every day literally affect the way you vibrate. And if you take in a lot of spiritual food, you're gonna be at a certain place where a lot of the small talk ain't even gonna touch you. But if you keep yourself in a low vibration, your life is gonna be filled with drama and chaos. Why? Because there's no order. Order in your life will raise your own vibration. Order will bring balance. But if you want to be chaotic, you can't get told nothing. You always got to wild out about everything. All right, get ready for that drama because you in a vibration where everything that you running from exists.
Bless. Man, that was a good word.
Tebby, we can get us in church tomorrow. We can put the shit out these motherfuckers. Ooh, come on, Tebby.
I was like thinking YouTube channel. I'll subscribe.
Ooh, they eat that shit up, Tebby.
Every day.
Word. And that's why it's such a important thing to have a spiritual connection, especially in this music industry. There's a lot of cutthroatness out there. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people that don't want to be held accountable out there. So you just got to make sure that you're held accountable, lined up spiritually, so everything will just flow smooth. You know what I mean?
Well, when you're talking about the vibrations of atoms and things like that, just to give it a scientific spin on it, you know, I work in radiology, and I go back and I study MRI. And they have magnets so powerful that it'll vibrate the water in your cells, and they actually capture a picture, from that.
Word,
you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of talk about
word. That Dr. Emoto thing with the water too is on point too.
It'll take a whole chair. If you had a necklace on, it'll pull your whole damn body through the.
Well, yeah. When they come in for MRIs, they have to get X-rays first, because if you worked around metal, let's say you worked in the metal shop, and that fine metal dust, it'll be in your eye, and it'll get behind your eye. And if you get an MRI, it'll pull it out your eye. So you have to get an X-ray first to make sure there's none of that in there.
That's why.
Yeah, so I mean,
science is amazing. Science is amazing.
Magnets, how do they work?
They're made by Tesla. And Monsanto just bought Bayer.
Amazon just bought Whole Foods. It's going down.
Hey, man. If I ever disappear, just don't even look for me. I'm gone. They got me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all so much.
Nah, I think we right on time. I think that like it's an important time to think about solutions rather than focus on problems. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get caught up in what going wrong that you can't think about the possibilities what it could look like. And I think that, you know, us doing these styles of podcasts, getting information out to the people, you know, having a brother like you on here, Mr. Zalango, giving that good word on raising up the frequency, you know, that's feeding the culture. That's feeding the community.
We make the world better.
You know, we make the world better. All of us. We make the world better. Yeah.
Just seasonings and flavors, man.
Seasons of flavors.
It's just big old seasoning. It just makes everything taste better.
Just delicious.
Do you have like, I don't know if you do this, but do you plan out like where you want to be career-wise, or?
Man, I have so many irons in the fire right now.
Okay.
It could take a minute to talk about it. But yeah, I got
30 of them.
I mean, just to run it real quick, I got a book coming out, comic book that I'm working on. It's already written, trying to get things situated with the illustration on it. Got a play I'm working on, trying to put that together. Got the second album about to drop soon. The first album's on iTunes right now, The Flow of the Now. Look for the next one coming up pretty soon. I got music videos on YouTube. Just put my name in there, just Tebe Zalango Change. Got a couple of them on it. Just check me out. But as far as career goes, I know my whole everything is in the hands of the Most High. You know, I'm got a restaurant that I'm getting ready to open up pretty soon, probably this summer. Selling a lot of vegan options with, you know, vegan barbecue and stuff like that. So
where's that gonna be?
Decatur, Illinois.
Okay, cool.
So I'm just, you know, a lot of things is on my mind, and I'm moving in a lot of ways. So, but what I know is with this message, with this music, it's all connected to healing. And when I get on stage or hit somebody and they tell me, man, yo, it changed my life, or you saved my life, or something like that, yo, I don't let it go to my head or my heart. I know, shoot, it's all praise to the Most High. You know what I mean? So that's where my career is gonna be, wherever he say it's gonna be. I just need to line up as much as I can to prepare for all these attacks that the brother's saying is coming. Yeah. Spiritual protection is the
Jesus,
most protection.
Motherfuckers.
Does jet fuel melt steel beams?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty heavy. I like how you're incorporating, you know, the food too. That's an important thing, especially like for artists. I feel like everyone's so busy, like you're having to work a full-time job to support yourself because, you know, art is hard to live off of. And if you are living off of it, your money is tight. It's hard to get good options to eat healthy. I'm off and on every day. I start out the day good, but I never finish good. But it's expensive buying all those good oils, coconut oil, sesame oil, organic stuff, the eggs, grass-fed. It's expensive.
How do you navigate
It's not
that?
your kind.
The best thing to do, if you can do, grow food. You know what I mean? If you can get a pot or something, just start there. Grow food, grow something that you can just get in the rhythm of growing, and grow something consistently that you could be satisfied with, that you could eat and say, yeah, I did that. And then, you know, start, you know, next thing you know, you're gonna start growing more food and you're gonna put yourself in a better situation. We got technology today where we can have solar power, you know what I'm saying? And it's not all the way out of reach. We can make some things like that happen. But when you're on the road and when you're dealing with a lot of stuff, man, you can go to, you know, it's tough, but you can, it's really how you budget. It's how you budget and what you're looking for. I could tell you all the stuff I eat, but man, man, that's a whole another conversation.
Right.
Let me just say, how do I find a way? I just go to the grocery store, go where they got a lot of fruits and vegetables at. Stuff ain't too expensive. You know what I'm saying? Get you some quinoa. You can cook that just like rice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's on point. You can get you some noodles, some quinoa noodles, or, you know, rice noodles.
Yeah.
Some kind of noodle that doesn't have a lot of extra stuff in it. You know, you can get, you know, have you a nice meal put together. There's so much out there. It's like a whole nother world, really. It's like when we've been, propaganda hit us with so much, you know, eat this, eat that. When you come up out of that, it's like, yo, well, what do I eat now? Because all I've ever been taught on the TV, on the radio, on all my favorite artists promoting is this kind of food. So what can I do to go here? And that step right there is the first step to take a book to a kid. It's called Forks Over Knives. It's also a good documentary to watch called Forks Over Knives. check that out, man. Guarantee it's gonna touch you in some kind of way, because they literally going into people and showing how you can cut cancer on and off based off the food you eat. And healthy food ain't that expensive. Just healthy food that tastes like the food that we're used to can add up. But if you go, you know, cop you some lettuce, cop you some kale, deal with some fresh fruit, and put your thing together in the right way, yo, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You know, matter of fact, y'all hit me up on my inbox on Messenger. We'll talk about it, because I ain't got the time to talk about it here.
Yeah,
I'll send y'all some clips.
Yeah.
I eat a big ass salad in a mixing bowl. At least just load it up.
I love it.
It's one of the best things.
Yeah, you eat well. I follow
God.
you on Instagram, and you post your food, and yeah, it always looks delicious.
Food is one of my favorite things. Spending time with friends and just going off and just eating and getting just wild on something.
That's what I like about you, man. You even make your food artistic.
Yeah. And we could have something extravagant, or we can, you know, make something out of nothing and just have a good ass time with that food, for sure. And that's the thing, is so many times people do think eating healthy or eating, oh, well, I can't afford that kind of steak, or I can't do that. Well, you can. It's just you don't know. You're still thinking that based on the false things that you were told about healthy foods and options. In reality, no.
All I know is I went to the store, and instead of buying canola oil, I was told to switch to like coconut oil and to get the pressed unrefined. One was $2, one was $10, you know, so that like the basis, and then also changing over from flour to using almond flour or coconut flour. You know, you get a small bag like this of almond flour to make some tortillas, and you get like 7 tortillas. Like if I bought a pound, I'd have like a couple dozen or whatever. So
I find balance in that. I'll eat that salad, but I'm still going to Wendy's. I'll get Wendy's every other for sure.
It's not for your tax bracket.
Right,
You
and
eat
then
that
also,
bullshit.
I love bacon. You know, sorry,
Yeah,
but I
eat
do
that
love
goddamn
bacon. So I've been, you know, real purposeful on buying the uncured. You know, so that it's, you know, better.
No nitrates and all that.
Yeah, and then the sausage, and that's, you know, $8 versus $4.99. Just these kind of things. So it's
let me tell you, we got in trouble when all natural became a selling point for food.
Oh yeah.
No, that's real.
That's fucked up. Nobody else be like, that's kind of like what?
You shouldn't have to say all natural.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
that shouldn't
exactly
up
what
my
it is.
price. But like I
And
say,
all natural is a trick.
Right.
You gotta be careful when you read
because
that.
sometimes they have
That's
way
real.
too much sugar too. Like even in the bacon, some of them will say not cured, but somehow there's a shit ton of sugar in it, which there shouldn't be any. So you really have to like.
I did not
read
know
these packages.
how much sugar was in barbecue sauce.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't know, because I never looked at it until one day I went to Whole Foods and I just tried this one sauce. They had some stuff and I'm like, this is some good sauce, you know? And I ate that and it didn't have any, it was made with like honey and not sugar. And even that didn't add up to that much. And I'm like, why does it taste so different? And then I went back and looked at the bottle. It was like 57 grams of sugar. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's where they get us. I mean, in the black community especially, man, that's where they get us. It's in the...
That's 1 can of pop now.
In the ingredients,
38 grams. I know.
And that white processed sugar is crazy.
Right.
Read a book
Processed
called
sugar.
A Towel Detox. Daniel Reed wrote that book. Inside that book tells you stuff like 1 can of soda, like what, 12 teaspoons of sugar, right? And if you drink that, right, your body designed to survive. But let's say it wasn't. That can of soda would kill you. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to survive would be to drink like 32 glasses of alkaline water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you know is that sugar get in, it break down your joints, you know what I'm saying? Because your stuff is all messed up. It extract fluid out your joints, out your dental. You could brush your teeth all day. Like, I eat candy when I brush my teeth. Nah, it's taking it from your inside, it's depleting you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. You know, I got heard sources that say sugar, white processed sugar is 1 molecule away from crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially how they cook it and make it addictive like that.
Yeah.
I am actually going through withdrawal right now. And I always say, I feel like I was addicted to crack. So going from a 6-pack or more a day of soda drinking to not drinking any, Like, this is why I'm crazy right now.
You're a business person. What's the most important thing? Returning customers, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna put something in there to make you a returning customer.
Exactly.
Why the fuck is it caffeine in pop? Why is it caffeine in pop?
Yeah. So you come back.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
it makes
It's
you
addictive.
feel sick. Like,
Joe,
you have
when
the
you-
flu in your mind.
When you don't drink a soda, why the fuck did I just say soda? God damn it, Colorado and hippies. When you don't drink a pop
He's from Chicago.
for a long time and you drink a pop, it's like you just took a bump of crack.
Yeah.
Like, that's how hard it hit you. Like, damn.
When I taste it, the first drink now, because I've been off of it for 2 months, but I have,
sugar shakes.
like, okay, like this derailing. So I wanted a soda really bad. So I was like, and I know this isn't any better. So I went through the drive-through McDonald's because it's $1, and I ordered Diet Dr. Pepper, and they gave me a regular. Man, I already had driven off, and I'm like, I'm gonna. This shit tastes so freaking good. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's all 23 flavors. Yeah, it is. Well, yeah.
But instead, also, this is another thing that's messed up in the reconditioning, like Il said. If I go to the store and a soda is $1, but water's $2, I'll just get a soda. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $2 for some water. What is
that's the
that
problem. Yeah, that
thinking?
sucks.
Like, where does that come from?
Well, it's important
You know?
also to get alkaline water if you're gonna get the
Yeah.
water. If you're gonna spend $2 and up on water, at least make sure it's 7.2 on a pH. And if it's alkaline, it'll say it. You'll be able to turn to the back, like you go back of Fiji and it's gonna say pH like 7.7. You can go to Avion, it's gonna tell you a pH. You know what I'm saying? Your brain is electrical, the body is electromagnetic.
Real talk.
A lot of times we consume so much acid, because disease can't thrive in an alkaline environment. It only thrive in acid.
Right.
So when your body is acid, you having all these different, you producing more mucus, and it's really messing you up. So alkaline water will hydrate your cells a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? It'll flush out toxins a whole lot better, and it'll help you become more alkaline. If I catch myself slipping, because I went on a splurge or something, so I definitely get to banging that alkaline
Get
water.
it drinking into your system. Miles is back here partying, man. He's enjoying everything that you laying down, and that's why I was laughing.
Drinking that alkaline?
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
Well, I mean, that's all gout is uric acid built up in your joints.
Right,
so
exactly what it is.
That bullshit, man.
The crystals, they look like needles just
Yeah.
floating around.
It's all kidney stones are. It's little spiky crystals that come down there, make you feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
It's that bullshit. Not being hydrated.
Yeah. That's another thing, man. Within the art culture is health, like it's an important thing.
Anthony looking at his water bottle.
It don't got, that's not alkaline water, brother. That's not alkaline
I'm
water.
looking
Arrowhead,
at
that's natural spring water. Right there.
I got this shit.
That's not alkaline.
Wow,
This
shit,
guy, this
got the
Arrowhead. I might as well be drinking Hennessy. So Remy got
zero water.
that.
There goes our kitties.
Hey, drink what you can, as long as nowadays you be happy to get clean water, especially in places like Flint, Michigan, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
that's
if
real.
you can though, drink that alkaline water. It's you can find Fiji or Avion at the gas station, at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's available to you. It's around you. It's just hiding in your face.
So how's the trip been out here? This is your first time in Denver. How's your first time in Denver been, man?
Man, I just been taking in the energy, really. I'm a mile high right now, so it's like, yesterday was 11/11, so it's like all these different numbers adding up. It's a mile high thing, maybe I should fast or something. I don't know, but I just been taking in the energy, man. It's a beautiful place, man.
Beautiful, man. So
except Walmart was hating out here.
Man, Walmart,
they didn't want to let me. I mean, I'm sitting there. I had bought some stuff. I'm sitting in my car, chilling. The next thing you know, they come like, yo, you got to get off the lot. And they had police behind them. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Walmart? Like, yo, every Walmart I be at, coast to coast, they don't be tripping off no stuff like that.
No,
and
they
was
trip
like
out
Denver,
here, bro.
like, yo, they
Walmart
don't play
were
that.
you
He's in Aurora, probably.
I don't know.
he
I don't know.
wasn't.
All I know is the security sent me to another Walmart, and the other Walmart was bad because the security sent us to that Walmart. Like they know that you can't come to this Walmart. They just sent you off because they didn't want to deal with you. So it's just
The one on Tower, they allow people to sleep there overnight. A lot of the truckers park there. Some of the Walmarts that are in the suburban areas, they've gotten to the point where they want your receipt when you're leaving, and they actually look through your bag to check through. It's gotten quite interesting. I'm not sure really what's going on. Yeah, hashtag Thornton. Exactly. That's where they did it to me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to throw it at his face, but
it's crazy because, I mean, for me, just traveling so much, you know what I'm saying, just sitting and doing nothing, I can appreciate that sometimes. So it's like coming out a Walmart or somewhere that ain't tripping, I just sit and chill and reflect. Right. I rest now, like, man, yeah, it's been a long journey. And in the middle of me getting my thoughts together, here comes somebody knocking on the window, talking about some, you can't be on the lot like that. I'm like, you see, look, I got bags right here. It's like, yeah, but you know, we just trying to crack down on some stuff or something like that. I don't know. They said it was something like.
Well, there was just a shooting at another Walmart last week, Thornton in my hood.
My mom was in there.
Oh man.
She got out.
Oh wow.
She called me right after, yeah.
I've heard different stories too about like the shooter, but that's a whole nother story. I heard that some people said there was another person there too, but
yeah, I heard all that.
Man, so many conspiracy directions you can go off of all of these crazy things happening here. Man.
And he killed 3 innocent people. And the
we're just gonna get into gun control again.
The crazy thing is the guy that did it, or that they arrested, when I was a freshman at Random, he was a senior. So
so you
I didn't know him. He was kind of part of the. I was a beaner back then. You know what I'm saying? That's how they clicked us up. And he was like a stoner dude. Never went to class. Like I think he ended up getting like suspended. So I didn't know him, but yeah.
Wow.
It was interesting to see that whole thing, and then when it's in your neighborhood too. It happens everywhere though.
Yeah.
But nobody pays attention till it's like
it's happening so frequently, everybody doesn't pay attention to it. Right. It's just a regular thing.
I don't know. It might just be we just got more access to it too, man.
So I mean that could be one of the things, but that's no excuse. There's a lot of stuff going on here with the gentrification, them really focusing on which people, that's one of the things when we just did this People of Color caucus, and there were a lot of our white allies in there. They ally with us and they're there to support and help, but they don't get these things to happen to them. So they can hear the stories, but they don't see what's happening, because I guarantee, and I hate to do it, but I guarantee if you were birders sitting in your car, like that probably wouldn't have happened.
No, because I don't give a fuck. I'll pull out Target bags and be like, do something. Do something.
I think like that's without a question. I mean, like where we're at in society right now, we're definitely in 1980 in the sense that like we have like a very conservative government that's in office right now, and people feel like they can discriminate more openly. Without them, and then Walmart of all places. I mean, Walmart plays right into that shit. I mean, that's a major corporation that fucking fucks over people in a variety of different ways, anyways.
And you're in a public lot, you should be able to. I know in driving Lyft and Uber, like I would get tired and just pull over at Walmart and put the seat back and go to sleep for an hour or two.
And that was never an issue.
It might be because of the plates too, though.
Oh,
or maybe the sticker.
That could be. Yeah. I know Anthony. We went to Houston, so our this show will be broadcast next Sunday live on All Real Radio, and we did a show out there because that's where our base is. And Anthony drove out there with Colorado plates, and he got pulled over. Not just pulled over, but they like searched the vehicle to where they even pulled up the carpet or the upholstery looking for drugs.
That doesn't happen to me.
No, I mean it's happened to my brother the last 3 times he's driven through. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, man, he's gonna get pulled over. I was like, I don't know any black person driving through Texas that don't get stopped.
Well, especially Colorado. Right. Anybody going across any state, they think that you might have marijuana or anything like that.
And Texas does beat up the white boys. They don't care if you from Colorado. They'll fuck you up too. They don't like the snowboarder hippie dippies.
They're about to. They just started opening up medical dispensaries down in Texas, which I thought was
what
funny.
part?
Huh?
Houston. In Houston, they opened up one medical dispensary.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
I don't trust.
Nah, man, them politicians
medical.
see that money.
Yeah,
they just trying to
true.
maximize their benefits
Getting
before
that
they
tax
bring
money.
it. But yeah, it's gonna make it. It's gonna come all the way nationwide, and then
That's
Big
when we
Tobacco
really
gonna
have to
take
worry
over.
about it, though.
Yeah, Big Tobacco gonna take it over. You're gonna be able to get
That's
joints
when we
out of
have to-
Walmart in about 5 years.
They're about to
but it's gonna
regulate
be
the
a
growing.
certain kind of person that buys that anyway, and that's the problem. That's the thing, is you have more people that are doing stuff with legislation and marijuana, making it legal. That I think that there's more people that are educated right away versus the government saying, "Hey, we're gonna make this legal. Let's get some people in charge." Like Betsy DeVos and all these other people that I'm in this role, but they don't know anything about their role. I think there's more people that are involved, even from Colorado, that definitely are there, but like, nah. It needs to be done these different ways.
Right.
And especially, I mean, it's...
I think the regulations are whole for a little bit, but I think those regulations fall off slowly.
The alcohol people regulate the weed, and they make all the laws for them. I didn't know that. I just found it out one
recently.
day.
Yeah,
they make all the laws for it. They're the ones that oversee all the marijuana laws.
That's why
I
you
don't
can't
know,
smoke in clubs.
Yeah, what that plays into, probably that.
Which is crazy to me too, because you have like a small business owner like Zach, you know, who has Bar Red. He's actually, you know, been struggling more lately since marijuana has become legal, because people aren't drinking as much. They'll step outside and smoke, and then they'll come back in, and they may have one drink for the night, but it's not like when you used to pull shows and you were able to get each person to spend $30 and you could get a percentage of the bar, and because they're not making very much.
That's why bars need to let it be, or whoever the alcohol companies, if they let that.
They're trying to
because they can make money off of that,
to where you can have weed and alcohol in the same.
Did you go to any of the dispensaries, or is that?
I would definitely say it was definitely surprising to me. It's like a seeing the green cross thing, and it's like, I think it's just one of those feelings like, wow, you know, where I'm at, people get locked up for this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people are still locked up for this. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with some people who got, you know what I'm saying, murdered over weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow. You could just go up in here and just cop something, and nobody will say anything. Yeah. So just studying that, you know what I'm saying. I'm just taking it all in. I'm taking Denver all in because it's a lot of insightful understandings that I'm grasping hold to.
Denver is ground zero for a lot of the new transition that'll happen. Like by 2020, Denver is putting all the layout of the way that their nation will look. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that about Denver is that Denver's always been kind of the ground zero for a lot of progression that happens in society, but also a lot of the way the government actually moves and manipulates the system. Denver is definitely ground zero for that.
Yeah, they started with that fake blood here too.
A world full of Drakes and Blake Griffithses. That's what it is. That's what we got here in Denver. We got a bunch of little curly head caramel Smokey Robinson babies.
So, and then Il, you and Berger are about to release a video from the show that we had at Redline.
Yeah. We're in the process of finishing up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be finishing that up this evening.
Yeah. So
we're excited to see that.
It's been too long coming, but
videographer.
Oh, he's
if you want to call it that, sure, for sure,
man. He's an artist with a camera.
I got a project I want to do. That I want to talk to you about that I will start once I get some beats from Il.
Yes.
All I need is one. Just give me one Il so I can just start.
I just need to get you over, man.
That's one thing with artists, man.
Thank you for being on me about it, though. Like,
I want a video, and then I want a prequel to the video. It's all some funny shit, though.
Yeah.
It's comedy shit.
Yeah.
100%.
I got you on the beats, too.
Yeah.
I got you. You want some trap shit, right?
I want some dope. I want that shit to make them bounce their ass.
You want some dope boy shit. It's some dope boy shit.
Did you expect Anthony when you came? I know Berger probably did. You met him before, right?
I've seen his comedy before.
Okay, so
I've got a lot of friends in the comedy circuit and everything, and going out, I've seen him. So I love Denver. Denver comedy is where it's at.
So what is this like for you? I know everybody they love our show because I don't know what I am. I'm pretty just dry and whatever, and Il's Mr. Activist. Woo. And then there's Anthony who takes us over the edge. It's like
I'm
you
a wild
get
card.
the gamut, the spectrum of the whole thing.
Man, I kind of go through life without too many expectations. You know what I'm saying? Because
Jesus bullshit this right now.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't be expecting too much. You know what I mean? 'Cause if you get to expecting stuff, then you know what I'm saying, you might want to hold people accountable.
That's real though. He's talking some real shit though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what happens with me right now. I always have these expectations, and then it doesn't happen.
She gets let down so hard too. Like punches, swing.
I ain't finna let it happen to me. I ain't finna let myself get
That's
that.
something I need to work on.
Yeah.
Man, cause
that Capricorn in you.
I know.
Man, I had a show in I was supposed to be in San Diego on the 14th, and they got in a fight at the club, and somebody got hit in the head with a bottle, so they closed it down. And I'm like, what? So you can't give me my money because somebody got hit with a bottle? Like where I'm from, they shoot up clubs and then get shut down. Somebody got stabbed at the club, and the next week they open. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like,
you know, as an artist, man, I feel like as a musician, and I think that's why you probably had some issues with musicians, and probably comedy too, it goes down. But like, you kind of got to be gangsters sometimes, depending on who you're dealing with in different cities, promotion-wise, because there's some slimy motherfuckers out there.
Last night I saw this, and I was I hate being like this, but I always think too, because I'm a woman and because I'm kind of quiet for the most part.
Lorraine will cut you.
People, you know, try to like take advantage of that. Like you'll book an artist, especially a local person. I've seen them, I know what they do, so I'll book them. And I expect that. I expect what I saw, or I expect you to tell me what you're gonna do. So last night at the show I went to, the producer of that event was pissed because this girl he booked to sing brought a DJ, and the DJ did 3 tracks before hers, and she only sang 2. And he was like, a DJ? This wasn't even, we had a DJ. We didn't bring you on for another DJ. This isn't how the flow was supposed to go. This wasn't the vibe of the event, how it was supposed to go. And so watching him, I was like, oh, this is normal. It's not just me they be doing this shit to.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, no. But, you know, I think that's like the disconnect between like artists and suits. We'll call
but
you
just
suits.
because you're an artist and it's your art, you can't assume that you can do whatever you want. Like you can't just add in another. You can't tell me you're coming and you're a guitarist and bring a drummer. I'm not ready for a drummer.
Well, no,
I didn't tell anyone a drummer.
That's not a comedy thing.
No, that's a straight up musician thing.
Your time. You got to do your time to get paid, and you can't go over. You can't go under. You got to. I mean, you can get a little leeway, 30 seconds, a minute, couple minutes, but yeah, you got to do your time.
The only thing that I think with comics that I've had a problem with mostly is like a headliner will show up right before their set.
Yeah, not
like
being there. That's
you know what the hell is that? But you know that's one thing or you know you want to start on time and you'll have someone say, oh, I'm gonna be late, so can you push this back? No, I have people here. I have people that are contracted. I guaranteed people to play. You know, they need to play at peak time because people start leaving at midnight. You know, there's all these things that we think about as a non-artist that you know the artist isn't thinking about, or like you know like being organized. I like to be able to, hey, there's 5 people coming. This is what we need, and when it changes up, I get like, oh man, like.
Yeah.
I already told him. I don't want to look like we don't talk, we don't communicate, or I don't have my shit together or whatever. And I need to learn to let go of that and just be more like, I don't know.
That's one of the things I appreciate about you. And I learned from you is that side of the business. And when I work for people, I keep that in mind that they do have this whole other world outside of what I'm doing. Right. So I try to help and be, you know what I'm saying, as accommodating as I can. A lot of people are like, man, thanks for doing whatever. Because, you know, you'll have a lot of artists that'll sit up there and they'll just come there and just be there where they could, hey, you need a hand, what's going on, blah, blah, blah.
It's the relationship between the promoter and the artist that's always the most difficult to balance too.
And even the venue, you know, like you'll pack it in and you feel good because there's asses in the seats, but if these asses aren't buying drinks, the venue's not happy. So you're like this middle person, you know, trying to like balance and figuring it out and keeping everyone happy. And
everyone smoked weed before the show and they forgot to buy drinks. If we just let them do weed and have drinks, then everything will be fine.
If the bar sold joints, you know what I'm saying?
And one of the things like we started doing too is not charging a door. I haven't really, like, I feel like it's been doing better, but I felt like with everybody smoking pot too, like they would come, pay, and then they wouldn't drink as much
because they
just paid the
money,
door. So if I don't charge a door, they'll drink more, and then I could usually get more or make the venue owner feel better about, continuing to have us there. So it's like this weird balance that we're all trying to figure out now too. And then also getting the dispensaries to sponsor and to actually put out some of that money. It's not as easy as everyone thinks either, even though there's an abundance of them and they're making a shit ton of money that they're laundering, because they can't put it in a freaking bank still. So they're buying up this property for cash, paying cash for shit. That's why we can't afford anything. It really makes me angry. But they don't want to sponsor anything or be a part of anything or...
You talking about dispensaries?
Yeah. I'm calling them all out. We need a sponsor. We need you to step up. Period. We need your money.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Put that in the words. I think that's a good idea to kind of, at least entice them. We talk about it later too.
Yeah. We got a lot of money in the weed industry, so there's no excuses for there not to be money.
Either that or Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, if you're listening.
Especially when you're trying to do good things in the community, like, Burger, what he talked about, that should be something they would want to stand behind too, and you as activist, Anthony out there with this comedy, especially Tebe out there, we're all following him now. We need help. Our church needs help, our Tebe church.
I would gladly pay for a show. I love paying for shows. $5-10, I don't care. If I go and have a crappy time, I don't care.
So last night, the producer, when I walked in, he was like, thanks for coming. He was like, don't worry about it. I was like, no, I'm going to support. I'm going to pay because if you come to my shit, I want you to pay because I got to pay people.
Yeah, I know my money's going to people that matter when I go to a show, and I've never had a bad time, even if it's music that I don't appreciate. I've gone down to Colorado Springs just to see a show, just to be a body and show up. That's what I love doing. So I've never ever asked one of my friends for a show, hey, could you get me on the list?
You're a supporter. You're a great supporter.
I don't care.
All right, y'all. We getting close to that time right now. So let's go ahead and get some handles out so that we can hear how to get in contact with everybody here in the circle. Tebe, can we start with you? How do we get in contact with you, and what are some of the things that we can connect to?
Everything at Tebe Zalango, TebeZalango, everything there. The website is zalangomusic.com. The album is on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. You can Google me. I'm real Googleable. And if you're out there somewhere, you feel like, I appreciate what he's doing. I want to sponsor or put something toward it. My number is 217-855-0080. I'm on Cash App. I'm on PayPal. Look out.
What I'm talking about.
No doubt.
You can find me on Instagram. That's where I primarily do everything. Facebook, you can basically, if you just Google BurgerBot, BergerBot, you're gonna see all the pictures and paintings and videos. Also working on the website is sensitiveandsavage.com, and you can actually just do hashtag sensitive and savage for a lot of the stuff that I do. Cool, with all the videos, primarily.
Dope.
Yep.
Anthony.
So ladies, I want to talk to you. I understand that right now there is this group that these puss-ass men have made on Facebook that are exposing your nudes. I am here to tell you, your nudes are safe with me, okay? Send your nudes to ArmstrongComedy@gmail, and your nudes are safe. I promise you. I don't even keep them in the phone. When you send them to me, I put them on a thumb drive and I put them in a safe. They can't even.
Can I take a look?
What? No.
Okay.
God damn it, that's the whole thing. Say, look at him. Do you see what I did? I deflect. That's a good man right there. And I said no to him. And you.
What do you got coming up? Shows?
I got a show tonight at the Metlo, the rooftop show.
It's a private show.
Yeah, it's a private show. You can RSVP on Eventbrite though.
Okay.
And
get us on the guest list or what?
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll be out in Loveland at Chillers on Tuesday, and we got the do we got the parties we in?
Yeah, we have the Scorpio party coming up.
Oh yeah, we got the party.
Friday.
Scorpio, hey, Scorpios.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Him and Anthony are gonna do some things.
Yeah, and Shandon, the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scorpio
season. I got a show coming up on the 16th of this month over at the Roxy with Terminology and Slain and Cadaver.
Pre-day tickets. get at ill for those.
Yes.
$16.
Yeah, 15.
$15.
15 pre-sale.
Yeah.
So we got $15 pre-sales. You can touch Lorraine or me and get those tickets. Got that show coming up. And then other than that, I got a few events that I'm going to be doing with Law and Paul Art Foundation here in Arkansas in December. We still solidifying some stuff. So Arkansas, I'll be out there.
Nice. I have all the things going on. We have the show at the Roxy on Thursday. I'm excited about that because Manic will be performing and Zach Cadava from Bar Red. That's going to be good. Our Scorpio party, DJ Skip Rip will be on the ones and twos. And we have some other things coming up. We're going to have a show in December at the distillery. We're going to do another all-female lineup. Yes, yeah. I said it, all-female lineup.
She said all-female.
And we're also going to, within that, we're going to be doing a fundraiser for Florence Crittenton. I have a list of things that are needed for them for the holiday season, for the girls over there and their children. And what else do we have? We have a lot coming up. But anyway, you can follow me at 5280 EIGHTYENT on all platforms and find out everything that's going on with us.
We got to get Tebe out here for DU.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Bring me through.
Needs to see you.
Yeah. We need to get you out here. And we need to get Burger on the spot. You gonna do some video or like even some art for us, some live painting? Sure. Do you live paint?
I haven't in a while, no.
Okay.
That's the thing is right now, I kind of stepped just back from a lot of the just painting and artwork and stuff.
The art's in different direction.
And then kind of doing more video, 100%. Yeah, just my own artistic type videos and then helping other people out or showcasing different things. So yeah, we do DU. We'll come out and film it. We'll do some cool stuff.
Dope.
We just gave DU their first drag show.
Nice.
Anthony hosted that.
That was dope.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's cool.
Well, shit. That's the end of that's
I think we done, yo.
Yeah. Shout out to All Real Radio.
Shout out to All Real
Thank you for the platform.
Ghost
Shout out
House
to
Studios.
Houston.
Yeah.
Rich for engineering us.
Rich, you the shit, dog. I like them gold chains too, son.
Miles for making us sound good and look good.
Ryan for holding down WeAreDenver.
Yeah,
Samson for being the shit. You the shit too, nigga. I like you.
We all the shit. Jesus came back on our show, goddamn. You should watch. Never know what's gonna happen with this bitch.
Oh yeah, one thing. If y'all looking for books and information, lulu.com/Egypt with a EGIPT online bookstore. I got all kind of books that's hard to find. Check it out.
Bless.
All right.
He's blessing us. All right, peace, y'all.